Good afternoon, everyone. And as you know, my name is Zenzi Sewa, and my guest today is Lise Janelle, and she's in Toronto. She's got a lovely big smile, and she's a peak performance coach, but and she has a spiritual slant on it because it's coming from the heart. But she is going to explain to you her journey, talk about her journey. And I'm going to say it this time, she's in collaboration with Jack Canfield to write a book, but she's going to talk about that at the end. So for now, Lise, over to you and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I love your British accent, and when you say my name, it's so cute.
Oh,
it's perfect. I love it. That's something most English people probably don't know, but a French person who listens to a British person speaking French, I love it. It makes
should I put it a slight French? Lise Janelle.
Yeah, you're perfect. It's so nice.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, how did I come along doing this kind of work, peak performance coach and all that? Well, my background, I was a holistic chiropractor. And, I was doing regular low back pain stuff and headaches and all those things. And sometimes I would have 10 patients with the same, situation. 8 of them would get better and 2 of them would not. And so I was searching for ways of making a difference in them. But then in 1988, something big, I got the cosmic baseball bat from the universe.
I like the way the cosmic baseball bat. In short, you've got a big whammy, a big boom.
I did. So in 1988, my father was diagnosed with terminal cancer. He was given 9 months to live. That was 3 weeks before my sister's wedding. 1 week after my sister's wedding, my 21-year-old brother died in a car accident. And within a month of this, my 8-year relationship to the man I thought I was going to marry ended. Ooh. And it was like, ow. So I like having a visual when I speak. I want this on my tombstone. So this is the yin yang if you're just listening and not watching. So it was so painful. It was so painful that it sent me on a quest to understand what it takes to live a great life, because it's not if these things are going to happen, is when they happen, what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do? And I've asked this question, like I do public speaking, and I've asked this question to thousands of people. And out of thousands, like right now, I say, so raise your hand if you've never had huge challenges. And guess what? Out of thousands of people, there was only once, and it was a young girl, and she goes, me, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do when I face a challenge. I'm not sure how I'm going to be when I face a challenge. So if we are smart as human beings, what we need to do is we need to understand what I call playing the game of life.
Yeah.
And to play the game of life, you need to be highly aware of your conscious ability to create your reality. So most of people have read Think and Grow Rich, The Secret, or The Millionaire Mind, all of these things. So people understand the power of consciously creating a life you love, except what most people don't understand is that, relatively speaking, your conscious mind that wants something is the size of a football. And your subconscious mind that's there to keep you alive, a football field.
It's infinite.
So when your subconscious mind associates more pain than pleasure, more danger than safety to something you want, it will hold you back. Yeah. Carl Jung said, until you make your subconscious conscious, it will dictate your life and you will call it fate. Until you make your subconscious conscious, it will dictate your life and you will call it fate. So because of all this pain I've experienced in 1988, I met then I met Scott Walker, and Scott Walker taught me mind body works. Through the method that I learned, it's called NET, neuro emotional technique. I was able to work with my patients, and then what happened to me, that's actually a really good spiritual thing that happened to me. So in 1989, on my quest to understand these things, I ended up meeting John DeMartini. And John DeMartini taught me the power of gratitude. And at the same time, I met Scott Walker, who taught me the power of the subconscious mind. So I took a seminar and I wrote a mission statement for my life. So in 1989, I wrote down that I was going to help transform the life of 1 million people through maximizing their life potential. In 1989, I wrote that down. So in 2003, I'm standing behind my patients and I'm starting to cry. I take my girlfriend out for her birthday dinner, and right in the middle of her birthday dinner, I start crying. And I went, okay, Lise, you need to stop what's going on. Yeah. So I took 3 months off, and that was really interesting because I said, I don't want to wait for another baseball bat.
No, definitely not.
I was not going to go for another baseball bat. So I took 3 months off. It was really interesting. You know, my girlfriend, she has a chalet, a restaurant in the French Alps. And, you know, I was being a waitress. I was helping her, you know, during that time. So I went from Dr. Lise to being the waitress. And that was actually a really good experience. Like, not to identify yourself with what you're doing, like just being you, what that's like. Yeah. And then I decided that the reason why I was crying was I needed to leave my comfy life. And it was really scary. You know, I love what I was doing. I was a really good chiropractor. Like, I started in 1983 to be a chiropractor. So in 2003, that was like a long time to be a chiropractor.
And 20 years.
Yeah, and like the people, some of them, like the mothers were pregnant, and I treated them when they were pregnant, and then I treated the babies, and like all these people were like my family. They were my friends. They were my patients. I loved them. They loved me. I had good results. I worked 25 hours a week. I took 10, 12 weeks off a year. I had an amazing life.
You were doing well.
I was doing extremely well. But then when I started crying, I go, okay, Lise, if you want to transform the life of millions of people, you're going to stop being a chiropractor.
You've got to transform your own life.
Exactly. I got to follow my heart. And that's the difference. People sometimes they get, you know, infatuated. They think, oh, I'm going to do this. It's going to be amazing. La, 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 la. Or I'm going to start going out with this person. I'm going to get this new job or whatever. You know, we get so infatuated thinking we're going to have all pleasure and no pain. But when your heart is truly calling you, there's a difference. Yeah. It feels solid inside of you, but you also know it's not going to be, you know, sparkling dust and magical things that are going to happen. Yeah. You're going to face challenges.
Lots of challenges.
Lots and lots of challenges.
And faith through those challenges.
Yeah, everybody, like the people listening right now, if you're going through a challenge right now, just know it's happening for you. Not to you.
Not against you. It is for you.
It's for you if you're conscious. That's why it's super important, in my opinion, to have a statement of purpose for your life. Because once you understand, like if you imagine this is a mountain and you want to go to the top of the mountain, this is your statement of purpose. This is what you're striving to create in your life. Yeah. So then you can decipher, oh, this is helping me. It's nice and sweet, but I don't want to get stuck there because it's dangerous also.
Very.
On tangent. This is like me with my nice comfy life as a chiropractor. It was really nice. But you don't want to stay there because then it's in the way of your heart. And then when we face challenges, instead of getting scared and crying and upset and thinking, what's wrong with me for this to happen? Nothing is wrong with you. You need to ask yourself, all right, what is this asking me to do? That's why when I started crying behind my patients, if I had just put a lid on it,
Yeah,
I am certain I would have gotten a baseball bat again.
you would. Let me stop you there, because I was doing some writing today and the same thing came up, is that when things happen, if we ignore it and just put a cover on it, it's detrimental
It's dangerous.
and we suffer more. And then we wonder why we can't get out of it. What is it? It's very detrimental. It's to say, what is it I need to understand? What is it that I'm missing? What is it I need to see? What is it I need to do? But that comes about when we become aware.
Yes. Yeah, beautifully said. And it takes trust that we are worthy of love. When sometimes it's so challenging and we don't understand why. And the only thing we can do in this moment is take a deep breath and go, since I'm worthy of love, how am I going to use this to my advantage? What am I called to learn? Because I find there's not only two reasons we face a challenge. Number one, it's asking us to master something, because obviously if we mastered it, it would be a challenge.
That's right.
And
That's right.
And number two, it's sending us in a direction that we either need to go, but we're not aware of, or we need to go, but we're resisting it. Like me, my story about, all these things that happened to me in 1988. I had no idea that, surviving or thriving or going on a quest to understand this would lead me to sitting in front of you right now, speaking to you in England. It's just like I could never, ever imagine that when I was in the throe of all this pain and going like, oh my goodness, like, like, this is like, those of you who are listening right now, if you are in pain, in a lot of pain right now, just know that you're being guided. You're being guided to wake up. You're being guided to find your mission, to build your wings, to become stronger through it. So, or the other thing is, when I started crying, it's because I knew what I needed to do, but I was not doing it. So when we face a challenge, it's only these two reasons. It's either sending us in a direction or it's asking us to master something, but there's always a reason. That's why once you understand your statement of purpose, then you can, when you live your statement of purpose, that's actually the game you decide to commit to. That's the game for your life. And like, like the idea that we're living in a video game, I think is actually a pretty good metaphor.
Yeah.
Because, if you enter a video game, you enter the video game and you're not good in the beginning and you turn left and then, all right. So now you go back in the video game, you go, I'm not going left, I'm going to go right this time. So now you last a bit longer. Then after a while, you can go through all the level, but now you accelerate the speed, you can always, so you become more masterful. So,
yes.
And so if you play a video game that's about war, then you're going to get killed, you're trying to survive. But the Heart Math Institute, I don't know if they still have it, but they used to have a game where if you were in your heart and you had a biofeedback thing, and then you were connected to a video game, and when you were in your heart, there was a hot air balloon.
Okay.
And then when you were in your heart, the hot air balloon would go up, and it was nice. And all of a sudden, oh my goodness, there's a tree. You got out of your heart, and then boom, you hit the tree. So you learn.
You saw this so-called obstacle that really wasn't an obstacle.
Exactly. So then, there's a mountain, and then like the speed increases. So you learn to remain in your heart no matter what's happening. So if you play a war game, you get to experience war. If you play the heart game, you get to experience more heart. And basically, your statement of purpose is the video game you commit to playing. So every day you enter the video game and you go left, right, you get to learn what works, what doesn't work. You go to bed at night, you reboot, and you start again the following day. Right. So I think it's super important for us to create a statement of purpose that's our guiding light, that's connected to our heart. Because as human beings, what I find is we can either be connected to our mind, and a clever mind is revered. We often put power there, but a mind is not as powerful as the heart. So the heart is our center point, and our gut is our emotions. So we oscillate between those things. The emotions give thought, the thoughts give emotions. But when we can collapse them together into gratitude, we experience the power of the heart. The only thing that lives in the heart is love, gratitude, inspiration, and wisdom. Love, gratitude, inspiration, and wisdom. So for me, love is not an emotion. Love is not an emotion. Emotions are actually guides to show us where we have the illusion of being unworthy of love. Mm-hmm. Emotions are guides to show us where we have the illusion of being unworthy of love. Like anger or jealousy or sadness or depression. All of these things happen because what's wrong with me for this to be happening? Nothing is wrong with you. And that's my work. Like, even though I call myself a peak performance coach, because I love working with self-aware people, like people who are in business or people who are athletes. Like, you cannot go to that high level of responsibilities without having self-awareness, because you don't want to come from your old patterns. You don't want to just kick back out and sabotage everything you've ever done. So that's why I love working with people who are driven to live a great life, parents, responsibility, and all these things. Because really what I love to do is help people create what I call heaven on earth. So the video game that you're playing, if you choose well, is to create heaven on earth for yourself and others.
Yes, so true. That is what actually life is about, but we haven't realized it. We've forgotten what we've come here for, and sorry to say, we have been misled deliberately to forget what we've come here for. And in this time that we're now living, it's about us remembering who we are, the life we're meant to live, and how to get back there.
Yeah, you're totally in line with what I found and what I work with my clients. So from working with thousands of people one-on-one, I started to see patterns. And what I saw is that there are two stages to human development. The first stage is the unconscious sleep infantile stage. We all go through it. Mm-hmm. And I call that the boot camp.
Yes. Well said. Well said.
And or hell on earth.
Boot camp could be hell on earth.
And then there's stage 2, which I call the conscious, awakened, mature stage. So the first stage is the unconscious sleep infantile stage. The second stage is the conscious, awakened, mature stage. So everybody gets through stage 1, and it's necessary. Why? Because like I do a meditation, it's called a heart freedom meditation. And when you get through it, at the end, you just feel like, are you so connected to your heart through gratitude? And I ask people, like, do you feel safe right now? People say, yeah. Do you feel abundant? Yeah. Do you feel beautiful? Yeah. Do you feel anything is missing? No. So when we are in our heart, that state of bliss, what the Buddhists call, not having no desire. It's not because it's wrong to have desires, because when you're in your heart, you feel whole, you feel complete. And that, I believe, it's our essence. Each and every one of us, we are love.
Yes.
But we have to forget it, like you said. We have to forget it, because could you imagine billions of people connected in their heart, having no experience of what it's like to be human, like little Buddhas under the Buddha tree, like we have no desire to do anything. So we have to forget.
Forget it.
We have to forget our divine nature, and then we get tricked. Like you said, we get tricked because right from the get-go, we need someone to take care of us. If love doesn't come from the outside, we die. So now instead of being connected inside, we get tricked into looking to the outside for our sense of worth.
That's right.
So when the world reacts to us in a way we like, oh, I'm worthy of love, I can have anything I want. But when it does not, what's wrong?
I'm not worthy.
Exactly. But it has nothing to do with that. Nothing. Nothing. Zero. Nada. So
it's a trick.
It's a trick. Exactly. But it's a divine design, though. This is what there are no coincidences where we were born. Like me, I started life with having a twin that died beside me in utero.
You were a twin?
I had a twin. So, and there's a book out there. It's really cool. It's called Womb Twin Survivor. And like this woman, she apparently only one set of twin out of 9 makes it.
Oh.
So there's a lot of us walking the earth, and we constantly have this like heat-seeking missile that's looking for that part of us that's missing. And so there's a part in me, and they say those people who are like me, they often become healer and they want to save the world.
I've been through, and I don't want you to go through, so let me help you.
Exactly. So, and then, you know, I was the first one in the families who have more responsibilities. And then mom has the audacity to have a baby. What's wrong with me? I'm not like, whatever rank you were born in the family, you know, it created stories of support and challenges, and they're beautifully designed just for you. And then one day you go to school, you have a best friend, but the following day they're playing with somebody else because they got a better toy than yours. So now you go, oh, if I get good toys, I can have more friends. So now you get driven to have. So whatever the situation you were born into, no matter how challenging it was divinely designed for you. And you need to start asking yourself, why did I need to have this? So for me, it's pretty obvious. I look back and go, oh yeah, this, like, it's so funny. Like my mom only gave me one book in my life.
One book?
One book. And the book is The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy.
At what age did she give you that book?
I think I was 10. Oh. And then my dad also only took me to one extracurricular class, and it was a public speaking class. It's like the universe wanted me, or God wanted me to know, like, your parents had to be your parents, even though it was not easy family background. Like, they were perfect for me. So we're in stage 1, the boot camp, all these things happen. And then something like, you know, you get the baseball bat. either you lose your career, your finance, your health, your like something happens that's very painful, or you just go like, oh man, like what's the point? Like I keep doing this and I'm still not happy. I've hit all the goals, I've done all the things I was supposed to do, and it's empty. It's not working for me. Like, what's wrong? So then you listen to a podcast like this, and then you go, maybe I need to do something. You start searching, like me. You go on a quest.
Yes.
Or if you're lucky, well, maybe, like whatever, it's divine design. Instead of waiting for the baseball bat, you get inspired. You read a book, someone tells you about something, again, you listen to this and you go, I'm not going to wait for the baseball bat. I'm going to decide to become conscious.
Yes.
And now I'm going to create my own heaven on earth. And the difference between stage 1 and stage 2 is in stage 1, we run away from pain towards pleasure. We try to make ourselves feel worthy by accomplishing things on the outside. In stage 2, the yin yang is actually a really perfect visual for a successful life. So the yin is about listening to the heart, and the heart wants us to know 2 things. The first thing our heart wants us to know is we're worthy of love.
Yeah.
And we need to do the work to let go of any story to the opposite.
Yes.
The second thing our heart wants us to do is admit our dreams and aspirations. And then the yang is about taking actions to give the heart what it wants. You know, if you know the movie The Secret, I was actually in the room when they shot most of the movie The Secret. So I could have been in the movie The Secret. And it was really good because it was, it touched millions of people and made them aware of the power of creating your life. Except if you want to reach millions, you sell all pleasure, no pain.
You sell all pleasure.
And you visualize your goals and you sit there. Nothing is going to happen until you take actions. I know these people. I know them. They're my friends. I can tell you they all work really hard.
Yes, to get where they're going, or to get where they are now.
Yes. So the bigger your goals, it's all right. You can have anything you want, but just be aware. The more you want, the more you're going to need to work for it. But not only work hard, you need to work smart. And you need to be aware of your subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind that was necessary for you to be driven in stage 1 now has reached its limit, and now it's holding you back. That's why when you start to consciously create your life in stage 2, you need a statement of purpose that's written from your heart, not from your head, not from your family, not from the magazines, not from the Hollywood movies, none of this. It needs to be something that's written from your heart. And then as you consciously creating this new game of creating heaven on earth for yourself, you need to be aware that you're consciously creating it. You need to have a tool to deal with your subconscious mind and get the right actions. Because the only difference between someone who lives an ordinary life and an extraordinary life is the ability to take the right actions. The right one. It's important because when our subconscious mind is not on par, it won't, like I had this Olympic level skier, she came to see me. She had not placed in 2 years. So consciously, for sure, if you're training, you don't have a social life, you have no money, you're doing all these things, consciously, you want to win.
Yes, of course.
Of course. But remember, the conscious mind is the size of the football.
Yeah.
So
you've got to see what the subconscious is saying.
So she came in person here, and being a chiropractor, my background, I started doing muscle testing. You can actually do muscle testing to see whether or not you're congruent with what you say you want. So I tested her on I'm ready, willing, and able to be successful. I'm ready, willing, and able to win. So it went back. It was really cool because, it takes 10 minutes. It doesn't take a lifetime. 10 minutes. We went back. When she was 7 years old, she was already winning, but her brothers were not. So her mom, to make her brothers feel poorly, was hiding her medals and her trophies. So now, subconsciously, she had associated winning with making people feel poorly.
Yeah.
And she was a sweetheart. So now, as a competitor, your siblings are your teammates, even your competitors. Subconsciously, Pavlovian bell rings, ding, 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 ding. So now, subconsciously, and she said, there's an interview. I have 2 websites, but one of them is called drliseelite.com. If you go into the athletes part, there's an interview with her, and she says how after working with me, she got a lot luckier because when your subconscious mind doesn't want you to win, you get up too high or you turn too early, like a fraction of a second makes a huge difference. The same thing with entrepreneurs, people who want to do a business. Like the number of times that I find people don't want to go beyond where their family of origin was at, because that way they don't want to make their parents feel bad, or they don't want to look like, they're better than they are. It's actually a very, very common one. I was in Chicago, and I was a keynote speaker, and I had 350 coaches from North America and some from Europe. And I told them these stories, and I said, if you want, I'll test you to see if you're really willing and able to be successful. I had at least 100 coaches lined up. And out of 100, there was only one coach. And coaches are supposed to be about success. Yeah. Only one coach subconsciously was in alignment with being successful. All the other one had associated, when I'm successful, people will resent me, or I'll make people feel,
oh dear,
I will end up alone, or I will shame my parents.
Oh.
And this is so, so common. So those of you who are listening right now, even like, let's say you had a goal of, hitting 200,000 pounds a year. I'm just making up a number.
Yeah.
And if your family never went above 100, something is always going to happen to hold you back. You won't be able to break through.
Because it's not done within the family.
Because we're social beings, and at the deep survival level, it's safer for us to be part of the tribe than to be ostracized by the tribe.
I can understand that so much. And this is what I say to people as well. It's when you're trying to break through something, to make those changes. In a lot of ways, and you've just said it, it's about not being the norm, not traveling the norm, and being prepared not to flow with the norm.
Yeah, that's why it's important, like, to be in stage 2, you really need to be connected in your heart. You don't get your sense of self from the world around you. You get yourself, when you go to bed at night, you ask yourself, like, did I live from my heart today? Yeah. Maybe the things you tried did not work, but that was not the problem, because you learned one way not to do that thing that you need to learn to do to get what you want. Yeah. But you're proud of yourself because, okay, I'm following my heart. Whether people like me or dislike me, it doesn't matter, because I'm being true to my heart.
I'm here smiling at you because as a spiritualist coach, this is the core. When you start to recognize who you are, and you are this spiritual being, and you are connected to the Creator, and you become disconnected and you need to reconnect. When you reconnect, it's about being in alignment and only looking at that connection, holding on that connection, hearing that connection, sticking with that connection, and not anything else. Because if you listen beyond that, which was outside, you're not going. We are the way we are because we became disconnected. And the heart apparently is the first organ that is created when a child is in the womb, and it's the heart that's connected to the Creator. So
I fully agree. Like, our heart connects us to our soul, it connects us to God. Like, it's the direct line, and that's why we need to sit in silence.
Yes.
And hear the voice within. It's a beautiful feeling. And you're doing what your heart is asking of you when you're able to sit without having to go and clean the windows or check social media. Yes. You're able to sit there. That's a good clue that you're actually doing what's right for you.
Yes. Because the heart is the connection to your higher source and power. And when you're connected and you listen and you're guided through there, And sometimes it can be lonely because you're not with the norm, who are not listening and or doing something else. But it is a path that you're supposed to be on, and that will bring that happiness and great strength within.
And it's really about finding your tribe also.
Yes.
I
Yes.
find when I have like I
Yes.
have
Yes.
teenagers that come to see me and they're like they're old souls,
Yes.
they don't feel like partying. They don't
No.
feel like doing these things. And then they go like, look at all the other people. They seem to be having such a good time. What's wrong with me? And then they're, usually more introverts. They're not willing to, go against. And they think something is wrong with them. And I tell them, nothing is wrong with you. Just need to find your tribe.
Yeah.
Find the people who resonate with you.
That's
and
right.
it's the quality of the bonds that we have when we find our tribe are so much deeper, so much more beautiful.
Yes, yes, because all the other things are distractions, and when you are on that road, you have to put it this way. Let's get out that you have to be separated from the norm, because the norm, when you look at it, is doing things that's like
they're stuck in stage one still.
Yes, yeah. So you have to realize to find your tribe and be strong enough to want to. And once you do that, it's so much easier. Not to say there won't be challenges, but
no,
you have that encouragement.
Yeah.
When I'm listening to your parents, one book, one thing, I go, where's the rest of encouragement in your life? It's like, okay.
I had to learn. I had to learn to be inner driven, and that was my blessing. Is I couldn't get it from my outside world because my parents were in their own drama, their own pain, so they didn't have the bandwidth for me. So when you cannot get it from your parents, then you go inside and you connect with your higher self. So my blessing is I've always been connected inside.
I'm smiling because your baseball bash was to help you to say, come within, you're here. Yes, it's pain, but you'll get there. And by that, your seeking helped you to greater understanding of life.
Yeah, and exactly.
For you to help people.
Because back then, like I had all these goals and I was making it all happen. I was a Canadian rowing champion. I was a really successful chiropractor. Had like a gorgeous boyfriend. Like I was like all these things, all the outside things, but I was empty inside. And I had these things like, my goodness, like what's missing? Like what's the meaning of life? And then whack. Beware what you ask for because you're going to get it.
You want the meaning of life? Bam, now start to understand it.
So that's why I'm so grateful. I'm so passionate about helping people really know that they can create anything they want. And when they feel emotions inside, it's not because they're not supposed to get what they want. It's because they need to actually master this. So you need to have your conscious mind, your subconscious mastered, and take action. And that's the new game you're playing. Because like, I'll share another example of mine. So at the beginning of the year, I was unable to sleep. Like I couldn't fall asleep. I couldn't stay asleep. I was sleeping like 4.5 hours a night. It was exhausting. I'm going like, what's wrong? Is it my hormones? I'm going, okay, so what am I supposed to master? And then it dawned on me, finally, maybe you need to do the heart freedom method. I said, okay. So I do the work that I teach. And it went back to me at birth. And I don't know why they did that back then, but they had put my mom to sleep. So how is she able to push? So I ended up, I felt it like I went back at birth and I'm stuck there and I'm sure I'm going to die. I'm stuck. And it's funny because the book that I'm writing with Jack is called Unstuck. So anyway,
Okay.
so my subconscious mind now had associated being in the womb, which is one state of being, to a bigger world, to dying. So how safe did my subconscious mind feel? Like, that's why, like, it wanted me awake all the time, like, danger, 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 you're about to go into a bigger world, it's dangerous for you. And so I did the heart freedom method, and now I sleep like a baby. So it's like, this is why it's so important to understand we all need a tool. It is absolutely, anybody says, oh no, I don't have these things, I can guarantee you it is impossible to go through life without having challenges that are stuck in our physiology, and they were perfectly designed for us while in stage 1, but not so much in stage 2 anymore. So all of you listening, remember this. Until you make the subconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So if a part of you feels like, you know, I'm lucky in business, but I'm unlucky in love, or I'm lucky in love, whatever, it has nothing to do with you being lucky or unlucky, worthy of love, unworthy of love. Each and every one of us, we are love. Yeah. We are connected to God through our heart. And that once you start with this premise and you make this the center of your life, then your whole life is going to change.
Well said. Well said. Lise, you are at the moment, I'm hearing you that you're working with people, and so how can people who are listening connect with you? What is it that you do, and how can they connect with you?
Yeah, so I have all kinds of programs for all kinds of different, purses. I grew up super poor, so I had no money, and I had to make my way up to the top. So I have a podcast on YouTube called Soul Worthy Love, so it's free. I have books. I have one called Conversation with the Heart. You can get it on Amazon, Conversation with the Heart. You can also have it on my conversationwiththeheart.com.
Mm-hmm.
That's an easy investment. My book with Jack Canfield is going to come out soon. Then I have some online programs. I have one that's called Get Unstuck with Dr. Lise, where I teach you how to do the heart freedom method in each different areas of life. It's an online program. It's really good. We have 2 group coaching calls, so you get to work with me and ask me questions. I have a Soul Worthy Love online program where people can, if you want to have love, you don't have it, you can do it online with me also. I have a certification program for coaches. People want to do this professionally, because if you're a coach listening to this right now, this is a tool you must have, because if you don't have this tool for your clients, they will, no matter how great a coach you are, if subconsciously, they think it's going to be too dangerous to get what they want, your great coaching you're going to find it, because people are going to have the 3 clues you have a subconscious belief working against you. Number 1, you procrastinate. So it's really annoying because you are driven, and then you watch yourself not doing the things needs to be done to get what you want, and now you beat yourself up on top of it, like, what's wrong with me? La, 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 la. The second one is you do what needs to be done, but it feels like drudgery. Like a report, instead of taking an hour, it takes 3 hours. Or like me, you can't sleep at night. It's like, oh, what's going on? So the longer the goal you have, if subconsciously it's associated to something dangerous, it's going to cost you. Number 3, you do everything right. You follow the recipe, but you get the opposite results. That's really frustrating. Like affirmations. If you do affirmations and you have a subconscious belief against it, watch what happens. It just blows up in your face.
Right.
So if you're a coach and you'd love, because my goal is to reach millions of people, so I need more coaches. Because my bigger goal actually is, I want to help people. Like when I say I want to reach millions of people, I want to reach people who do their work and now they know they're worthy of love. So they're healing their hearts.
Yes.
Then also, because they're aware, conscious parents, then they can raise little kids from the beginning
Yes.
who know that they're worthy of love.
Yes.
So I call myself a peak performance coach, but that's, one way. But ultimately, my ultimate goal is to help people know that they can live heaven on earth, to heal their hearts. And that once we have enough adults who know this, the kids they're going to raise, when something challenging happens to them, they're going to go, oh, sweetheart, how are we going to use this to your advantage? And now you raise little kids who are inspired, who know they're worthy of love right from the get-go.
Yes.
So these are the programs. And then you can coach with some of my coaches, or you can coach with me also. So I have programs for everybody. Oh, and if you really want a really good course for writing a statement of purpose and learn a tool that will give you gratitude for even the most challenging events of your life, I have an Extreme Freedom Weekend seminar. It's beautiful. It's really amazing. Like, this is what got me to leave my cushy life as a chiropractor to become this. It's 2 intense day retreat where you'll go inside and you'll learn about who you are, what you're here to do, and have more love for yourself. It's called Extreme Freedom. The next one is September 21st, 22nd, whatever the weekend is. Mm-hmm. So all of these are available. Those of you, and if you want, you can also contact Greg at drlisejanelle.com.
Thank you for that. So now, Lise, before we say goodbye, and thank you for your time, can you leave our listeners and viewers with a gold nugget that will help them to go forward?
Yep. The biggest thing that can happen that will help you is whenever you feel a challenge, feel it. It's allowed to fix you. Suck your thumb for 5 minutes.
I like that. Be a child again.
Feel the ouchie. You go, oh, this. But then you take a deep breath and go, since I'm worthy of love, how am I going to use this to my advantage? So really start, like everything, start really know that since I'm worthy of love, 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 because you are love.
Yes.
Since you are worthy of love, since you are love, how am I going to use this to my advantage? Because I'm being asked to grow in love and wisdom. Every time we face a challenge, we're just being asked to grow in love and wisdom.
Thank you so much for that. Lise Janelle. Lise Janelle. Thank you very much for today. I thoroughly enjoyed your talk. I've learned a lot as well, and it's coordinated how I feel and how I look and how I work. And it's like, yeah. And you'll find that in this time all light workers, we're kind of coordinating, and we can see, yes, because there are so many factions, but to the core of everything, we are love, each and every one of us, and it begins with the heart, and that's our connection. So for all of you that have been with us today, thank you so much. Thank you so much to my guest, Lise, and bye for now. Take care. Have a great week. Bye all.
Bye, everyone.